Seagate and Western Digital, two companies that make hard drives, are sleeper AI picks. And so we have a screenshot here from the information talking about how their gross profit margins have increased significantly after a dip in 2023 due to overproduction and slowing personal computer sales. And so normally, you buy a big hard drive for your computer. People stopped doing that. Everything's in the cloud now, but the data centers need more and more hard drive space for all of those AI models. And so they're selling at a breakneck pace. Seagate posted this tweet. Of course, they're built different. Of course, they included a hashtag. Of course, they included a link. Yeah. They said, we're breaking capacity barriers over here at Stargate. At Seagate, not Stargate. But who knows? Maybe the stock will moon because people are like, I heard about that Stargate thing. I should buy this Seagate company.
Probably the same thing.
And so they said, TechRadar calls it a world record smash. Our 36 terabyte hard drive delivers unparalleled storage capacity for enterprises, and the future looks even bigger with 60 terabyte hard drives on the horizon. We're going to be picking up some of those here at Tech Bros Enterprises because we got hours and hours of 4K footage every day. We're generating terabytes of footage, and we're
putting out so many clips on YouTube that eventually will get to the point where there's 24 hours in a day. We will be putting out more than 24 hours a day of content.
Multiple cameras.
So
you'll be able to tune into just the Jordy stream.
Yeah, just the John stream. Just the stream of whatever beverage we're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Just the ad read
You want to
stream.
lock in on this yerba mate.
And so it's hundreds of hours of content every single day coming from us, and that's going to need a lot of hard drives.
Good luck keeping up.
I found this hilarious post from 2017 by Nick Carter. He's been on the show many times. It says, I just sold Seagate STX in at $30, out at $48. Nice 50% gain. Scared by that 150% dividend payout ratio. Midterm prospects poor. He's dropping some financial advice on the timeline at 2:20 a.m. 0 likes, no engagement.
Okay.
Now he gets 100,000 likes on every post.
He got out at 48. It doubled again from there. I'm on public right now. It's sitting at $99 a share.
Should have held Nick. What happened?
Never sell
anything. Never sell anything. And so there's some other interesting stuff in this information article. You can go read the whole thing on the information. And just as a reminder, don't call it the misinformation. We're working on a new project that might be using that intellectual property. So we want to disambiguate those two as fast as possible. Seagate and Western Digital Corp may be best known for selling hard drives for personal computers. But that mindset might be out of date. In recent years, Seagate has focused on selling hard disks for data centers to cloud firms such as Google, which now account for the majority of their revenues. Their latest quarterly earnings showed a lift in its data center business, which sent revenues up 50% year on year. Investors have yet to catch on. Both stocks are depressed. Seagate is currently trading at 2.8 times next year's sales, while Western Digital is at 1.7 times.
Wait, I just want to be clear. So this article's by the information.
Yep.
Are they giving me financial advice?
I think so.
It seems...
it says right here, mortgage your house and put all of your money in these stocks. No.
Oh, amazing.
Sell your car.
This is why we pay for the premium membership.
Exactly.
For some of these stock tips.
No, I have no idea if this is a good buy, but it is an interesting story just because I think it's been overlooked. But we've wanted to do a deep dive on everything related to the data center. This is obviously one of the key pieces in a data center. You think about the GPUs, you think about the energy, you think about the land and the models and the training runs and stuff, but you don't think about the hard drives storing all those trillions of tokens. That juicy RLHF data. You got to put that somewhere.
We just call them tokes.
Yeah, got to get the
we
tokes.
We say token so much, it just takes too long.
Yeah, tokes. So a UBS analyst said, we think all forms of memory and storage ultimately benefit from AI, but the kind sold by Micron is the first to benefit, and hard disk drives probably the last to benefit. So Micron is a bigger play right now because they sell high bandwidth memory chips that are crucial for storing data used to train large language models because it's higher bandwidth, so they can pull it onto the GPUs faster. This is more for like long-term storage. So there's 2.5 players. AI models both consume and generate plenty of data. There are a few different types of hardware that cloud providers can use to stockpile that data, though hard disk drives are generally the most affordable option. There are 2.5 players in the hard disk drive market, referring to Seagate and WDC, which together have an 80% market share, and then Toshiba, which is a much smaller competitor in that arena. The market for hard disk drives has structurally changed with the rise of cloud computing, adding that he thinks AI will boost cloud firms' spending with Seagate and WDC further.
Okay, but I just don't understand this because these companies are basically shrinking, and the AI boom has been happening for the period in which they were shrinking. So that's a bit. No, we're not here to give.
No. So revenue is up, and
no, it says here. So
Seagate's
investor attitudes towards Seagate and WDC though appear to still be influenced by the revenue declines each company suffered in 2023.
That's old.
So that's
more
old.
Recently, they went up 50% year on year, and that's driven by.
Got it.
So the new LLM models, they generate a ton of data, and even if you're not actively using that data on a current training run, which would use Micron, you're going to need to store that. So obviously, OpenAI wants to store every chat input and output, and that's a lot of data. And then same thing with image and video. That's going to be a huge thing if you're going to want to log all of that. Like, just personally from a user experience, if I open up the ChatGPT app, I want to find the chat that I had about rare watches 2 weeks ago and be able to scroll through it. And so that's even more data than just a Google search, which might just be, oh, this person from this IP address, search for these 6 words,
it just says here, so Seagate's revenue shrank in the last 2 fiscal years, while WDC's shrank in fiscal 2023 and recovered to a meager 5.6% growth rate in the year ended June 2024. So obviously we have another couple quarters to look at. But so now they're growing. It says Seagate projected a slower rate of growth for the March quarter of roughly 27%.
Yeah. So they had a pop last quarter, and they're expecting another growth quarter, but not as huge, partly due to a production problem that reduced the amount of product it had available to sell. So they're capacity constrained now.
Yep.
Potentially bullish. We'll see. Got to go figure it out for yourself, though.
Yep.
The shift towards selling to data centers is both helping both firms lift their profit margins. Each reported gross profit margins of roughly 35% in their last quarters.
Anita Ramaswamy. What does she normally? Does she normally write about sleeper AI picks?
I don't know. Probably just public companies and quarterly earnings. I mean, it's just an earnings report.
Yeah.
Anyway,